Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video of my 2003 Mustang GT or my 4.6 liter 2-valve build. And in today's video, I'm going to be changing out my factory throttle body to a AccuFab throttle body. And whoops, can't even pick it up. But I just actually recently made this purchase. It is a 75mm throttle body. A lot bigger than this factory, I believe 65 millimeter. And this is a good modification to do whether you're going boosted or if you're doing an NA setup, and I highly recommend it. This is also the plenum too. So the throttle body is right here, and this is the whole thing is a plenum basically. And I really recommend this because the factory one is just very restrictive, and it just, you know, does not like having air go through. So that's why I went ahead and got this throttle body. So funny story, I actually was planning on sticking with the stock one temporarily because my build is a pretty high cost. If you guys don't know and you guys are new to my channel, I basically did a full bottom end rebuild. So it's forged, good for 1,000 wheel horsepower. It's not gonna make 1,000 because I'm not gonna go that high, but that's how strong the bottom end is. You know, I did cams, a whole new timing, a bunch of stuff like that. And I'm also doing suspension work. I have a supercharger on my table somewhere over there. And so yes, I was planning on just sticking with the stock for now, but I actually got a really good deal on this one. This is a used one. I got it for 200 bucks. I think brand new is like close to 500. So that's why, you know, I was thinking about just staying with stock and buying this one down the road. But, you know, plans changed. I got this. And, yeah, let's get on to the install. Okay, so some things that is probably on your car that's not on mine is there's a intake right here. Obviously, mine is already removed. So basically, there should be a hose clamp around here. All you need to do is loosen that up, and then this whole thing will pop off, and there's going to be a vacuum hose from this right here going into the intake. So you just need to pull that vacuum hose off. There'll be another vacuum hose right here. That one, I believe, goes to your PCV valve. So all you need to do is just pull that off. And then for your throttle body, there's going to be 2 bolts holding it in. You know, as you can see, 2 bolts right there. So just loosen those, take those out, and there is going to be a gasket right here. So I recommend changing the gasket, but if you like to reuse it, you can reuse it. I actually don't have the gasket. I have to get a new one, so I'm not going to be showing that part in the video. But it's very simple. You just put the gasket and then put the bolts in. Cool. And then after that, first thing I want to do is I want to unplug the 2 sensors. There's this one right here. All you want to do is press down. Well, and sometimes sensors don't really like to come out, so you need a screwdriver to help you press down on this clip. And then there's gonna be a second sensor right here. Press on the clip and pull it out like that. After that, next I'm going to take out this vacuum line right here. All you gotta do is pull it out with a little bit of force. And then this, we could just leave it off here to the side. And be careful, these hoses, they do like to break, you know, because they're plastic, and over time they get hard and they just break. Alrighty, next I'm gonna go ahead and take off this spring. All you want to do is bend it and take it out like that, and then take it off like that. The AccuFab one I got did come with a spring, but they are exactly the same, and I'm just gonna go ahead and reuse my stock one because I don't know if this one's good or blah blah, and I know this one's is good, so I'm gonna go ahead and just set it over here. Alright, so next I'm gonna go ahead and take off these 2 bolts right up here. I believe they're 8mm, so let me grab my 8mm. And I'm using an impact because impact makes it a lot quicker, but hand wrench works as well. Cool. Then after you loosen those, you can just move it off to the side. And then now we're gonna have to take off these 2 lines right here that's on the throttle body. So let me go back to the other side. Okay, so there's gonna be 1 line right here by my finger. This one, you just wanna press it up, and there you go, it clips out like that. And this second line will be, what you wanna do is just pull this towards yourself, and then press this up and out like that, and it slides out. And now this whole thing, I'm gonna just go ahead and bend it back and put it right here. And then I'll go ahead and leave that there for when I take out the new throttle body. Now, I'll go ahead and there's actually a vacuum hose right here. So this one, just pull it out. Same thing, we'll leave it off to the side. And now we'll go ahead and take out the bolts that are actually holding the throttle body down to the intake manifold. Alrighty, so there's 4 right here, and they are 8 millimeters. Remove all 4 of those. Okay, and then there is one more bolt holding it down, which is gonna be this one. This one is a 10 millimeter. They might be different on yours. I think some of the bolts are mismatched on mine, but mine's a 10 millimeter, so just go ahead and take that bolt off. And then put this bolt right here off to the side. And now we can lift the throttle body out, and just like that, the old is out. All right, so before I go ahead and throw on the new throttle body or my used one, whatever, I just want to kind of compare them side to side by you really quickly. So first, I actually want to show the plenum, and then if you just turn them to the side like this, you can see that the plenum is a lot taller. And if you just take it turned over like this, you can see that this is a lot thicker than that and a lot bigger. So that allows more air to flow through. And then the throttle body itself, you could tell that this one is a lot wider than the factory one. So, you know, much better for power. And that's about it. Cool. And then now that I got all that out of the way, simple stuff, we can go ahead and start putting this onto the car. All right, so one important thing is make sure you have this gasket right here on the intake manifold. It's a very important gasket, and if you don't have that, it can cause leaks and, you know, cause your car not to run as nicely. Cool, but other than that, let's go ahead and throw this thing on. So basically, you just want to lay it over, line up all the bolt holes, and then what I like to do is I like to start one by hand. That way you're not stripping anything. Alright, and now that I got all the bolts on, I can go ahead and tighten it down. So I'll start off with this 10 millimeter bolt. Okay, and then let me grab my 8 so I can do the other 4. Okay, and then for these 4, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the crisscross pattern. Cool. And now after that, we can go ahead and plug in this vacuum hose, which goes right over here. Just go ahead and want to slide that thing on just like that. And then there's going to be this vacuum hose that comes from the back of the throttle body. So go ahead and slide that one on right here. Okay, and it doesn't have to go all the way, so right there should be good enough. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck this underneath, just so it looks a little bit neater, like that. Okay, next we can grab these wires, or not wires, but cables I mean. And then I'm just going to line this up right here, and then we can go ahead and put these 2 bolts back in. Okay, I'm just going to leave these hand tight for now because I want to get this clip on first. Okay, so for this cable right here, you just want to go through this passageway under the cable and then go ahead and slide it into the hole on the side. After you do that, you're just going to want to have to twist it like that, and then it'll slide in, and now the cable will be on. And then this piece right here, you just want to go ahead and go underneath and press it down till you hear it click. All right, so now that we got that clipped in, I got that, we can go ahead and tighten down these two bolts. Okay, now that's tight, these are all tight. And then I just like to, I like to just move the throttle just to make sure I did it right and nothing's gonna come off. That looks all good. And after this, oh, I almost forgot. Let's go ahead and plug our sensors back in. Throttle position, and this one. Okay, just like that. After this, you would go ahead and put on your intake. Your intake bolt, you know, that bolts in right here. You might have, I'm not too sure, but you might have to get another hose clamp because this one is bigger, so maybe the factory hose clamp won't fit on, but that's not big of a deal. After that, you go ahead and put your two vacuum lines back on if you're, if you have a stock intake. But if you have a aftermarket intake, things will be a little bit different. For example, like me, I'm actually running a catch can, and this line will actually go into the intake down there because I'm supercharged. After that, you also want to go ahead and grab your gasket right here, and then just go ahead and bolt on these two for the EGR. And then after that, that's basically it. So yeah, that's the install. It was actually very simple and it's very easy. If you don't have any like mechanical experience, I still think you could do it because it's literally that easy. As long as you have, the right tools. You don't need an impact. Don't go out and buy an impact just for this job. If you have, if you do a lot of work on your own, then go ahead. I would say get the impact. But other than that, you can just do it with a hand and wrench. It's not that big of a deal. It's just the impact makes it a little bit quicker. And cool. That'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. And make sure you guys tune in for future videos. I believe I'm getting ready to put my supercharger on and do all my piping and stuff, so I'm pretty excited. And that's about it. And follow me on Instagram if you guys have any questions about this throttle. You can either leave a comment, I reply to YouTube comments, or you can even DM me on my Instagram and I can even help you there. And that'll be it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.